Hi, GoIndieNow. I'm AJ Mullican, author here again. This is another season of Coffee Break with me. I have been here, this is I think my second or third season, Joe. I love coming on here, so thanks for having me again. I dabble in the unreal, which means I write things like supernatural thriller, dystopian sci-fi, and lately a lot of paranormal romance with some reverse harem thrown in. So a little bit of action of all kinds in those books. So let's get started with the coffee break. In Hell's Hunters, our heroine, Cherry Hunter, thought life as a newly changed wolf shifter with 5 hot shifter brothers as her mates was complicated enough. Little did she know what would be in store for her when the tall, dark-skinned stranger entered the bar where she worked. Now, with the demon prince's pleas ringing in her ears, she has to convince her mates to take up the cause and help stop a literal hell on earth from coming. The hunters thought they were the biggest predators in nowhere, but they're about to find out that there are bigger, more dangerous monsters lurking in the tiny Nexus town. And that is the blurb, and it's going to be really exciting, really thrilling. I've finished it actually just before the new year, and I'm really excited to get it out there and have everyone read it. And I think the really different thing about this novel and this trilogy even was I had a much larger cast of characters that I was working with. And not only that, but I was writing one set of characters that I'd previously written through the main character's point of view as secondary characters through another character's point of view. In the third book of my Bargain Struck trilogy, basically, Cherry and the Hunter brothers meet this witch and her demon lovers, and they see her and her sister and her demons through a new point of view, a new set of eyes. Basically, I had to write these characters who had previously written through the witch's eyes, through Cherry's eyes now. And so you get to see a whole new perspective on the dynamic between Lena and her sister, or Lena and the demons, etc. And it's quite an interesting little challenge to put that dynamic in there, and also show how they react to the dynamic of Cherry and the Hunter brothers, because as wolf shifters they obviously have a pack dynamic, which Lena and the demons were not accustomed to. Well, this one, backstory doesn't appear in this book. It kind of appears in Bargain Struck number 3, Dealing with Demons. But I'm going to talk about Armand. I like him. He's one of the demon lovers of the witch Lena. And he's a supporting character in this story and in the Bargain Struck story, because Lena's the star of that one. Armand is the son of the demon Asmodeus, who's the prince of lust in hell. And he's an incubus who spent hundreds of years in hell tormenting Elizabeth Bathory as punishment for her crimes. So he's an incubus. You can kind of guess what kind of torment that she was undergoing there. He does have demonic powers, but his stem from a place of infernal healing as opposed to like fireballs and death and things like that. As such, he ends up doing a lot of the triage for people when things get dicey. Even in this book, you know, I don't really go into the fact that his powers are based on infernal healing, but that's basically why he ends up doing a lot of the things that he does in this book. But Lena can, when things get down to it, do some minor healing through her powers as well. And Armand's name means longing, and he's more of a lover than a fighter, though he wouldn't hesitate to put his life on the line for Lena if it came down to it. The whole Bargain Struck universe. I created a whole new world in this kind of fake town of nowhere, North Carolina, and I brought all the characters from the Bargain Struck books into this book. Mostly the books from 1 and 3 characters are the ones who are appearing in this book, though there are some hints and a cameo from book 2 characters as well. I'm not going to go into much about that because that's a little spoilery on where they come in. But basically it takes place where the epilogue of book 3 of Bargain Struck left off. And that's where it starts with Asmodeus looking for help to end or to prevent hell on earth. Okay, 5th question. And that is, can we get a little taste? You know me, I love reading off excerpts for people, so absolutely can get a little taste here. I'm going to read the opening scene. So here we go. Chapter 1. Rotting eggs. Rotting eggs and something smoky. Rotting eggs, something smoky, and sex? And a 4th scent underneath it all that kind of tickles my nostrils. More than 8 months after transforming into a wolf shifter through some weird magic that I still don't fully understand, you'd think I have a handle on this scent thing. I can't identify what I'm sniffing on this sexy, dark-skinned man that just sauntered up to the bar, though, and that bothers me. When I add in the fact that we are in a bar, though, where the odor of spilled whiskey and open beer bottles permeates the air, I suppose it's understandable that I can't zero in on the smells coming off the sharp-dressed man at the counter. My nose is doing its damnedest to tell me something about this guy, but my hormones aren't hearing it. This dude with the raven hair and amber eyes, who's side-eyeing me through those maybe it's Maybelline lashes, had my panties wet the moment he walked in. And if he wasn't such a perfect example of exotic man candy, I'd be a little ashamed. And that's how we open up the story, all right? Thank you for having me here again. I have enjoyed it as always. That's all from my coffee break. I'm AJ Mullican. You can order your copy of Hell's Hunters at books2, read.com/Hell's Hunters, all one word. Or if you want to just pick up the entire Hell on Earth trilogy and go ahead and pre-order all the other books too as well, for that, you can go to mybook, one word, .to/hellonearthtril, TRIL. That's all one word. Or you can go to ajmullican.com, and if you go to ajmullican.com/shop, you can get all the things I have available. Just go on down the list, click away, all right? Thanks for having me again, all right? Bye.